Hey y'all, welcome back. So welcome to this Friday the 13th episode of Random Facts. This week, I'm going to dig deep into the world of dinosaurs. See what I did there? Dig deep, get it? But anyway, I found some very interesting, weird, and funny dinosaur facts, and I'm dying to tell you all about them. So hold your excitement. These are your random facts about dinosaurs. I know you're really excited. All right, let's start out with our first set of random facts. These are some interesting random facts. In the 1993 movie Jurassic Park, the original, the sound of the T-Rex's footsteps was the sound of cut sequoias crashing to the ground. So big old pine trees. Next, a newborn human baby has a larger brain than most adult dinosaurs would have had. Wrap your head around that one for a minute. Makes Godzilla a little less scary, right? Sure, it wouldn't be much fun if a 100-foot high lizard beast were to attack New York, but we could probably beat it by just flashing some really bright lights, or just trick it into trapping itself. You would almost feel bad. It's like fighting a giant chicken. Okay, next one. Did you know that only 59% of US adults know humans and dinosaurs did not coexist? So yes, children, there were no dinosaurs when the cavemen were around. Dinosaurs had been gone for millions of years before we showed up. All right, so our last interesting fact. This one's kind of funny. There is a Civil War dinosaur-themed amusement park in Natural Bridge, Virginia, which features statues of dinosaurs fighting Civil War soldiers. Rock on, dudes. All right, let's move on to our funny dinosaur names. This first one, the Gasosaurus. Okay, you can stop laughing now. Gasosaurus didn't keep other predatory dinosaurs at bay by farting at them. Excuse me. Rather, this theropod was named by its surprise discoverers, the employees of a Chinese gas company doing excavation work. Gasosaurus weighed about 300 pounds. So yes, if burritos had been on the menu during the late Jurassic period, it might conceivably have been as toxic as your Uncle Milton. Excuse me. Next one, the Irritator. That one's awesome. After a long, hard day in the lab, paleontologists needed a way to vent their pent-up frustration. Take Irritator, which was named by a, irritated researcher who had wasted valuable time chipping away the plaster added to its skull by an overeager amateur. Despite its moniker or name, though, there's no evidence that this close relative of Spinosaurus was any more annoying than any other theropods of its kind. And the next one, the Bambi Raptor, right behind me. Reality check. Walt Disney's Bambi was a sweet, naive, animated deer who made fast friends with his fellow forest creatures, Flower and Thumper. Yes, Bambi was a boy. His namesake, Bambi Raptor, was a fierce, deer-sized raptor that would just as soon have swallowed Thumper whole as challenged him to a race. It does seem appropriate, though, that the remains of Bambi Raptor were discovered by a pint-sized tweener. So there you go. Somebody in middle school discovered the Bambi raptor. All right, now on to our next set of facts. These are weird ones. The only known example of the giant sauropod Seismosaurus, kind of like a brontosaurus, which oddly enough doesn't really actually exist. The giant sauropod Seismosaurus appears to have choked to death on a stone it was trying to swallow to use as a gastrolith. So a gastrolith is like chickens eat them. Chickens are descended from dinosaurs. So chickens eat them to try to help their food digest. So a gastrolith is just like little pebbles that kind of churn around in a chicken's belly, in its tummy, to help break up the food. While it may be hard to believe, the modern day chicken is the closest living relative to the mighty Tyrannosaurus rex. Who would have thought? This little bit of shocking scientific knowledge was discovered by scientists who analyzed a 68 million year old fragment of fossilized T-Rex protein. They used this data to place the extinct dinosaur on a generally agreed upon model of the evolutionary tree and determined that its closest living kin is the mighty chicken, along with ostriches. So the next time you look at a chicken confusedly stumbling around a backyard, just remember that they're the descendants of literal lizard monsters. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Evolution? You crazy. All right. The next one, you're going to love this one. It's speculated that sauropods, long-necked dinos like the Argentinosaurus, had stomachs that acted like fermentation chambers as gas-producing bacteria was needed to help digest their fibrous diets. This meant that sauropods would fart a lot. Jurassic Park would have been a smelly place indeed. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Uh-oh. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. I had beans last night. All right, your last weird, kind of disgusting fact, but kind of cool at the same time. Aside from fossilized dental records, most of what we know about dinosaur diets comes from coprolites, which are basically fossilized dinosaur poo-poo. And just because I know you're dying to know what dinosaur caca looks like, here you go. To me, kind of looks a little bit like dog poop. But yes, that is ancient fossilized dinosaur doo-doo. All right, guys. So this next little segment is actually about dinosaurs that came from New Mexico. Did you know that some species of dinosaurs were discovered in New Mexico? A few of them were even found here in San Juan County. So the first one, Mr. Trying to point up there. I can't even say his name, but he's also known as a tyrannosaur and locally as the Bisti Beast. In 1997, a volunteer for the New Mexico Museum of Natural History and Science found a fossil site while exploring the Bisti Danazen wilderness area of northwestern New Mexico. Here. The fossil was the partial skeleton of a tyrannosaur who was a member of the meat-eating dinosaurs that included the famous Tyrannosaurus rex. After research and analysis, it was discovered that the dinosaur was a new genus and species that helped to clarify the evolutionary history of the tyrannosaurs. The new tyrannosaur was named Vista hierversorciali, I'm probably butchering that, which combines Greek and Navajo words to mean Sealy's destroyer of the Badlands. The dinosaur lived about 74 million years ago, and like most tyrannosaurs, had a short and violent life. Our next one, a type of ankylosaurus called the Zeopelta. Again, the Bisti denizen wilderness in the San Juan Basin, south of Farmington, looks like a desert from a science fiction movie. If you've never been out there, it's actually pretty cool. But it is real. It's the eerie setting for the discovery of an ankylosaur, a dinosaur that looks something like an armored alligator. This little feller right here. The dinosaur was discovered in 2011 by paleontologist Robert Sullivan. His discovery of the skull and neck of the dinosaur turned out to be a rare find. Although ankylosaurs roamed the earth 73 million years ago during the Cretaceous period, this dinosaur was a new species called Zeopelta. The fossil was very well preserved and missing very little of the skull. Pretty cool. And last, but certainly not least, the Dinosaur. This fella was a formidable predator and boasts the battle scars to prove it. A new carnivorous feathered dinosaur, coyote-sized with razor-sharp teeth and claws, has been discovered in New Mexico's San Juan Basin. Again, here. The small but formidable predator called Dinosaur would have stalked these open floodplains 70 million years ago. The bones from this new specimen bear the scars of a combative lifestyle and suggest some unusual adaptations of tail and claw that might have helped the Dinosaur Notohesperus hunt and kill. The name Dinosaur pays homage to the dino's tenacity and that of the local Native American people. Dene means the Navajo people, while belator is the Latin word for warrior. Over 4 field sessions between 2008 and 2016, paleontologists unearthed 20 fossils from a single creature's skeleton, including the parts of the skull, teeth, fore and hind legs, ribs, and vertebrae. So these are just a few of dinosaur species that have been discovered in New Mexico. We actually are one of the only states who has a state dinosaur called the Coleopsis, I believe. But yes, we do have a state dinosaur. Well, guys, there you have it. Those are some pretty crazy and gross, excuse me, facts about dinosaurs. Who knew you could find fossilized dinosaur dung? I really gotta take some Gas X. I hope you enjoyed learning about these as much as I did. Again, if you have any suggestions for random fact subjects you'd like me to talk about, leave a comment in Schoology. This week's topic was requested by one of your fellow students. So stay tuned for next week's episode. There's some surprises in it. And now I'm going to leave you with this week's quote. Wherever you go, no matter the weather, always bring your own sunshine. Guys, have a great weekend.